It's October 18th, 2021. Want to get the week off to a good start. I'm out early. I'm going to be in Chesterfield by 9:30, just a little bit early. And I'm going to grind in the morning, you know. I'd rather grind. I've made a decision somewhat recently, you know, that I'd rather grind in the morning than late at night. For two reasons. Number one, there's more restaurants, just a few more restaurants open in the morning. And then I'll hit them as they open. I'd rather hit them as they open rather than after they're closed or as they're closing, whatever. I just think it's a better strategy. One thing that you're going to have to do in this gig economy is evolve and change your strategies. New things. So my big goal today is to make $300 on a Monday. Sounds pretty lofty, but I'm out early, and let's see how it goes. I'll let you know if I do it. So what I wanted to talk about today is longer deliveries. You know, talking about evolving. I've been like an amazing proponent of compromising your miles to money for longer deliveries. I'm going to back off that a little bit now. I'm going to evolve because somewhat due the gas being at least $3.05 a gallon. At a couple places in Chesterfield, at least it's $3.09. So again, I don't want to make it worse than it is. I'm only spending probably $10 a day extra. That's one good delivery. So, you know, I'll do at least that, getting out early, right? So, to get that out of the way right away, I'll get that $10 in early, and then we'll go from there. But, so I took 2 deliveries the other day that I shouldn't have took. And I'm going to break them down to you, just so you can get an idea of what to take. You know, do you want to make $300 a day? Are you doing this full time? Even if you're not doing this full time, you still want to maximize your time and effort, right? You want to work smarter than harder. So the first delivery, let's talk about it. So I was on a roll that day. It was Friday. It was kind of slow Friday during the day. So, but every delivery I got, or I didn't say every, but I was on a roll. You ever get on a roll? I got 2 stacked orders from Panera. One I had to wait for, but blah, blah, blah. For $15 in like 4 miles. 2 of them, right? So, wow. I got another delivery from Chick-fil-A that was $15 for 6 miles, and really it was better than that because I had to drive to Chick-fil-A. I wasn't next door to it. And then I got another delivery, $10.75 for just 5 miles or whatever it was. I was on a roll, and I get on those over $10 rolls, boy, I want to stay on them. There's been times that maybe, you know, someday I've thought about just doing deliveries that paid over $10, you know, but man, it's hard to turn down those $6.25, 2.2 mile deliveries, man. It's like $4 a mile. You know, you can knock out 2 of those, blah, blah, blah. But I was on that over $10 roll. I wanted to stay on it. And I was coming back on New Baldwin Road in Chesterfield. Boom, I get a $13.50 offer for 10 miles. I'm like, I want to stay on my roll. I want to stay on my over $10 roll. It's $1.35 a mile. It's not horrible. At least that's what my thinking was. I didn't even look where it was going. I didn't even look how many items it was. I was just thinking, well, it can't be that bad. I pull in there. I walk in the restaurant, and the guy behind the counter goes, "We just had a dasher walk out on this delivery." And I go, And he goes, "It goes Eureka." And I went, yeah, you gotta look where the delivery goes, man. And I turned down one on Sunday, Saturday for this exact reason. Went to Eureka. For whatever reason, that's in the Chesterfield, Missouri zone. Makes no sense at all. It's 10 miles past everything. It's a real dumb place to go unless you're getting $2 a mile. $1.35 is not enough. It only had 3 items. So, so there was going to be no hidden tip. That's what that delivery was going to pay. And it took me 40 minutes to do. So for that delivery to be worth it, it would have had to pay $20. So with it only being 3 items, I knew right away there was no hidden tip. So if you're going to do a delivery like that, number one, I think a delivery like that needed to pay closer to $20. If you're trying to make $30 an hour, which isn't a horrible way to look at things, especially in the middle of the day, probably not by the end of the week. That delivery should have paid, because it took 40 minutes to do. It should have paid $20, or $19.50, somewhere around there. So yeah, you gotta look where the delivery goes. You gotta look how many items it is, and you gotta look how much it pays. That delivery should have paid right at $20. So next same day, I get an offer. This is later in the afternoon. So then there's another reason. The three greatest reasons to compromise your miles to money, and I've been a big proponent of this, for longer deliveries are, number one, I'm gonna give you 4. Number one, better gas mileage. You're gonna hit the highway probably. Number 2, better chance for hidden tip. Gotta look at the number of items. That was only 3 items. There was not gonna be no hidden tip on that one. Number 3, I'm an old man. I call myself Old Man River DoorDash. I like to take a little break and get paid. You know what I mean? And number 4, time of day. That's what, hey man, I'd rather compromise my miles of money a little bit and make a little bit of money than make no money, which, between 2 and 4:30, 2 and 4, 2 and 5, we all know it slows down. So this was after the 2 o'clock hour. I got a $22 18-mile offer with a stacked order. Right there, I should have thought. Because DoorDash is starting to do this more and more. They're putting a bad delivery with a good delivery to try to entice you to take the bad delivery. There's a way to go in there and look what the deliveries pay, but at least in my world, my thinking, they're trying to hide that. Trying to be a little bit more like Uber Eats, where you don't know what anything pays really. And certainly not per delivery when you're doing a stacked delivery. You don't even know where the second pickup is. So $22, 18 miles. The first pickup is at Total Wine, one of my favorite places. I picked that up, and right away I see the next pickup was at Noodles and Company. I look, it's $9.75 for like 3 miles. So what does that leave that second delivery at? That leaves basically 12 something for 15 miles. You got me. You got to save your unassigns. Don't unassign just anything, people, because you need those. You're going to need those right away. And they had me pick up a Total Wine first. So I had already picked up the Total Wine, so I couldn't unassign from it. I'm definitely not going to unassign from the good delivery, right? So I knock it out. I pick up the Noodles and Company, knock it out, and then this delivery went all the way into St. Charles and Meters. That's the other place in the Chesterfield zone. You got to really be careful. Again, it's at least 10 miles on the other side of everything, and you're not going to get something back. So that delivery, was going to take the better part of an hour. almost 20 miles, 2 stops, 2 pickups. So what did that need to pay? It needed to pay, again, $6 more. You need to pay at least $28, $29 for it to be worth it, The number of items wasn't high on that. But that, more importantly, it was a good order, was a bad order. That same day, I ended up doing a no-tip order. It was peak pay, though, so there was no way. It looked like you paid $4.25, and it was right down the street, and it was stacked with a really good order from the curry company, which is a little strange that they even had a good order, but it paid $15 for like 5 miles or something, but the first delivery was $4.25, which normally would have been a $2 tip, but it was peak pay. At no tip, I delivered a no-tip delivery on Friday too. So DoorDash is getting sneakier with their stacked orders, but blah, blah, blah. So be careful. Be careful with the longer deliveries. We really got to work smarter instead of harder. Look where they go. Look how many items, and calculate in your head how long it's going to take you. If it's going to take you 40 minutes, it needs to pay what? Close to $20. If it's going to take you a whole hour, it needs to pay, pretty close to $30, right? And that's the only time I really would use a per hour deal, because we don't get paid by the hour. Those are the kind of deliveries we can avoid, and to kind of make up for these unbelievable expensive gas prices. Again, my goal today is to make 300. I averaged over 300, just barely. But I did average over $300 a day last week. That's going to be a whole nother video. I want to make 300 today. I'll let you know how I do. That's a pretty lofty goal for a Monday. But I'm getting out early, and there's a hockey game tonight, but it don't even start till 9. And the way this is going, most of the restaurants are closed by then. So, that we're not going to get any push from the hockey game. Of course, there's Monday Night Football. It even almost starts too late, but we should get a little push out of that. Let's see how it goes. Mondays are usually pretty busy. Good luck.